Bro, if you willingly tapping that, you're a nasty bitch. A little bit at least.
So it has been 1.5 years since Ellen released what she described as her very last stand-up special, For Your Approval. This of course was Ellen's big clapback to her detractors, haters, whatever you would like to call them, after she was outed for being yet another power-hungry tyrant in the entertainment industry. Basically, Ellen treated anyone around her who wasn't a celebrity like dirt underneath her shoes. And immediately in her last comedy special, she chose to play the victim in the funniest way possible.
Ellen DeGeneres finds herself at the center of a storm of controversy. Being accused of...
Stop it. You know that's you 100%. That's when you taking one for the team for it too.
Going too far, too gay.
Yes, Ellen really acted as if going too gay was ultimately the reason for her cancellation. You know, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that she branded herself and earned hundreds of millions of dollars based on this nice person
What the hell is that
she kept running for decades. The woman's catchphrase was literally, "Be kind to one another." She would say that literally every day at the conclusion of her show.
I always end each show by saying, "Be kind to one another."
Breaking news tonight. Is the Queen of Nice really the Queen of Me?
Oh, you're
And
right.
it
You
turns
only
out there were dozens of
FWBBW
accusations
stats.
of her being a Karen witch, both professionally and when she was out in the general public.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is. This environment, this toxic culture that she created in the office has been going on for 16 years.
In 2018, Dana DiMatteo flew from Chicago to Los
Yeah,
Angeles
one more time,
and was
nigga.
delighted to be picked out of the audience to have some fun with Ellen. But then she says she was shocked when she was briefed on the comedy bit by the producers.
They tell you, you know, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chip nail polish.
What?
And I was like, what?
So essentially, Ellen was one of the first people to be genuinely cancelled, and once she
Or
was
what?
outed for being a big meanie, her show's ratings went down the shitter. And even her other daytime show, Ellen's Game of
I ain't
Games,
thought that far ahead,
was cancelled
yeah,
at
bro.
that very same time in 2022. Essentially, everyone's gay grandma stopped being invited to the cookout. Like, no more carne asada for you, Ellen. As a matter of fact, I kinda think that you deserve to eat rabbit food for the rest of your life. You know what? Fuck the rabbit food, I'm giving you pig
I'm not
slop.
judging you.
Did you feel like you were being canceled?
I mean, I really didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. It was too orchestrated. It was too coordinated. And, you know, people get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for, you know, for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
But yes, this whole ordeal was a pretty jarring series of events. As during the mid-2010s, Ellen was really considered one of the least problematic people in show business. She was out here winning humanitarian awards, making buku money, and she was essentially the fun grandma of daytime television, dancing around in Target, playing with kids. But then one by one people came forward, the walls came down, and her entire world kind of collapsed.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business. Yeah, because I'm mean. No mean people in show business.
As really did the facade of the entire entertainment industry in general. I mean, now especially with all of the Epstein stuff, Hollywood as well as many of the elites of the world are really more under fire than ever before, as it's like this huge spotlight has now been shined on some of the biggest public figures on the planet. But we will get back to that idea in regards to Ellen here in a minute. Either way, it was so funny to me how disgraceful it was for her to use her final breath to try and save face this way, acting as though she was being unfairly kicked out of the entertainment industry for being too blunt, pulling both the gay and the woman card.
For those of you keeping score, this is the second time I've been kicked out of show business. Can't be gay and be in show business. Mean, old, and gay, the triple crown. I have OCD and ADD. I'm honest, I'm generous, I'm sensitive and thoughtful, but I'm tough, and I'm impatient, and I'm demanding, I'm direct. I'm a strong woman.
The essence of the special really was totally a lie.
So overall, the entire special was a steaming pile of dog crap, and it did not make the splash that Grandma thought that it would, as she really came off as entitled,
How old
arrogant,
is she?
deeply out of touch, and completely unapologetic. And both critics and fans alike were left disappointed. And then to make matters even worse, it's really no secret that she had this very public relationship with Diddy for years, who has congruently lost public favor at a rapid
Diddy
pace
is
due to
tapping
being
that.
exposed for his non-suppressed
Nah.
life. His expose coincidentally actually happened right around the time this Ellen special came out. You know, they really killed those two birds with one stone.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes.
Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that?
He's tapping. Nah. To be fair, it's Diddy though. We knew that. But nah.
And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there.
Yeah. Did it? No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
Thanks to my friend Diddy, you are always the life of the party. Apparently I have a history of not knowing which parties I've been invited to, Diddy. Happy birthday P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I like to call
Pretty
it, Snuggle
nasty.
Stuff. No, you don't need to know
Who's
why.
tapping
This group of
that?
kids had a dream to dance with Diddy. Today that dream came true.
You're gonna be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late though.
Not too late?
Not too late,
What
please.
time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
But not
okay.
too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I really do think that it's no coincidence that she was so close to Diddy for all of these years, who ended up being an absolute freaked out psychopath who would do absolutely anything to gain power and influence. Like, the guy was doing really bad shit for decades. And to me, anyone who had a seemingly close relationship to him like Ellen did for all of these years, while she was also so deeply ingrained in Hollywood in general,
He's still alive, bro. Stop it. That's Kai Sinat. It's not me.
had to know that some suspect shit was going on in the background. Because you have to understand that these things were allegedly talked about in entertainment circles for decades. But still, Ellen platformed him almost every single year of her show. She paraded him around kids, and even described him as her favorite guest of all time. Look, all I'm saying is you don't earn a nickname like Cuddle McSnugglestuff by merely having a working relationship with someone.
Oh, that's
questioned about her connection to Diddy when the files kind of started to come out. She had absolutely nothing to say.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have a good night. Have you been to his parties?
Not only that, but once the hammer really started to come down upon Diddy's head,
pause.
Ellen coincidentally moved right out of the country right around the time that his home was getting raided by the feds.
She was robbing to this shit. He might have been Batman, but she was robbing. Ugh, they nasty, bro. Bro, if you willingly tapping that, you're a nasty bitch. Like, you are nasty as fuck, bro.
And eventually all the
That
things
ass.
that Diddy was doing in the dark
I do not
would
want to
come
be cool
light,
with
as
you.
we
You
all learned
nasty
that
as
Sean
hell.
Combs was a prolific abuser of multiple people.
When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent. And he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
So in November of 2024, when she and her wife moved to southwest England, many people saw this as her attempting to distance herself from the downfall of her good friend. In other words, the spot got too hot and Ellen had to bounce. Although she herself claimed that she left because Trump would be taking office, and she simply could not live in a country being governed by his regime.
You're a beautiful woman up there. That's your mother, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, look at her.
Hello.
Yeah,
$1 billion
she's
is
available if
still
you're
not
interested.
cracking.
I'd like to.
No. For $1 billion, $1 trillion.
For $1 billion, hell yet.
So she went over to England and purchased a $20 million ranch. And then a
That's
couple of months after
nasty.
that, another $30 million mansion.
You a
And she spoke about
nasty
this
nigga.
publicly during a
You
private
nasty
event
as
held
hell.
at a
Look at
theater over
that.
there.
Ew. That's gonna get you right, huh? She gonna look you dead in your eyes.
England the day before the election, and we woke up to lots of texts from our friends and crying emojis.
You said when
we
you
were like,
crack
we're
ugly
staying
hoes, you
here.
just keep your eyes closed.
You
We're not
cap.
going back. We're
Nigga, I
not
ain't never
leaving.
told you
So
no
we bought
shit
a
like
house that
that.
we thought
Shut
was
your
supposed to
ass
be a
up.
part-time house. Then we decided we needed a different house, and now we're selling that house. And strangely enough, after only living in
That's something
England
Sax
for one
would say.
calendar year, the couple has
Sax
reportedly
probably
moved
said
back
that.
to America. And the whole thing seemed extremely suspicious and performative to me. For one, because of everything happening with Cuddle McSnugglestuff, And for 2, because Ellen is a massive hypocrite. She said during the same live appearance at the Everyman Theater that she specifically was leaving because of the Trump regime, and the fact that the LGBT community would now be under attack, claiming that she took issue with same-sex marriage potentially being unprotected once again under federal law.
There are people in America and Republicans who would quite like to undo the right for gay people to get married. I mean, that's back on the table as a...
What the fuck is this? Oh, just give her the boosie. Just give her the boosie at this point.
Debate, I think,
absolutely.
isn't it?
The Baptist Church in America is trying to reverse gay marriage. They're trying to, at the very least, stop it from happening in the future and possibly reverse it. And Portia and I are already looking into it, and if they do that, we're going to get married here.
Which would be totally fair until you consider the idea that Ellen is very good friends with former President George Bush, who during his time in office was opposed to gay marriage himself.
It's none of my business what somebody's. Now, when somebody makes it my business, like on gay marriage, I'm going to stand up and say I don't support gay marriage. In my state of Texas, if we tried to have gay marriage, I would campaign against it.
It's also hilarious to me that she said, oh, everything in England is so much better, that apparently the people were so much nicer and life was so much simpler. But now only 1 year later, after spending all of this money and taking a strong political stance, she is crawling back on her hands and knees to America. And so her so-called activism comes off as extremely performative every time. As for one, she obviously has these funds to spend tens of millions of dollars in the matter of only a couple of years.
It's getting back good again, though.
Run away from her perceived issues, while she simultaneously acts as though she's some sort of political refugee. And secondly, I really do think that she moved across the pond simply to flip these mansions. Like I said, she lived in the first one for only 1 month, while also simultaneously hiring and managing a 70-person project to renovate the home in 10 weeks, before listing it for $10 million more than she had paid. While all along, Ellen had the goal to act like she was living that farmer life, when she was clearly not cut out for this shit at all.
Hello, sheep. You're not supposed to be in here.
Sheep will be fun.
Good job, baby.
What the hell is she doing? Let's trade then. She can come back right here. Take this and let me get that. Fuck is he talking about? Let me bring some people with me, but let me get that.
You can do it, baby.
We're going in a circle. Much admiration for rowers.
Well, so I go fishing whenever.
And because Ellen did technically live there, even though it was for such a short amount of time, literally 1 month, she could claim it was her primary residence, saving her up to 24% in capital gains tax when she decided to sell the house, which in this case was over $2.4 million.
Well, how do you not fuck with it?
Short amount of time, literally 1 month.
Nah, facts though.
She could claim it was her primary residence.
She probably rather like go chill or some shit instead of going fishing.
Saving her up to 24% in capital gains tax when she decided to sell the house, which in this case was over $2.4 million. Are y'all starting to get the picture I'm painting? And you have to also keep in mind that she has flipped over 50 mansions in the last 20 years.
Yeah, she's finessing this.
In Southern California alone. And even in regards to her flipping this first house and buying this other mansion, she was completely disingenuous about that as well, trying to claim that they simply had to move because there was not proper room for her horses on the first property, which is something I think you would consider when you're shelling out $20 million. You know, in reality, I think the little weasel had the quick flip plan all along, and then she just also wanted the social brownie points to boot. And that's not to even mention the fact that she pissed off a bunch of locals there, including the local government, because she did not get the proper permission to do this quick flip of hers. And then the biggest issue she ran into is that she might have disturbed ancient Roman remains. And then also the fact that she put this massive wire fence around the property.
Oh, I ain't never meet that.
Serious flooding issues
I'm not. I don't want to meet that.
She was living in. And funny enough, months after this renovation, while this farmhouse was still sitting on the market, a flood did actually.
Like, I don't even believe that's a real person, bro.
The estate she was trying to flip with.
Like, I refuse to believe that's a real person. I've only seen it on videos.
Polluted water.
He's not real. Like this shit right here is not real.
Montecito is under complete evacuation, the entire town. This is crazy. This creek next to our house never flows, ever. It's probably about 9 feet up, and it's going to go another 2 feet up. We have forces ready to evacuate. We need to be nicer to Mother Nature, because Mother Nature is not happy with us.
And if that is not beautiful karma by nature, I do not know what is. Now, to go back to the comments that I made earlier, there have been a lot of unfounded rumors circulating online in regards to Ellen and the islands, but so far she has not been listed explicitly at all in the files that have been released. Although Aaron Rodgers did go on to Joe Rogan and had this to say about her show.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
But just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What? Oh, similar. That looks like a building, though.
It just goes to show that when someone muddies their reputation the way she did, I feel like all kinds of
Aaron Rodgers for peeping that shit is
I want to
crazy.
point out here that Ellen has never faced any sort of criminal charges in relation
That's
to
a
the likes of
W.
Diddy
I didn't
for that
even...
matter. But to me, she really does seem like the type of person to look the other way to continue to gain power and relevance, as there were many such cases of her allegedly doing this with her very own show in regards to the higher-ups seemingly doing whatever the f they wanted to the peasants who worked for them. I don't know, it's just crazy how quickly Ellen really fell out of public favor. You know, everyone really turned on her after seeing through this 3-decade facade. Like, if you go look at the comments on any of her public posts on literally any platform, there is some really dark shit going on there. But either way, I want to know what you guys think about this Ellen update down below. Do you think she was fleeing the country to not be burned by that Diddy fire? Is there possibly some other things that will come out about Ellen in the future? Y'all let me know down below, but either way I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other Hollywood frauds out here need to be covered, so I'm out.
Go be Jamari.
Better know what you're doing when you're going on that mission. I know professional shooters and I get them niggas pissed. But for that drill, they walk down. My young niggas most so sick. I try to teach this bitch a lesson. That little bitches wouldn't list. I tired of lectures. Now I'm sending all these hoes to the tent. I put my city on new swag. Little bitch, check out my invention. When BR niggas get a bag, we heading straight to the dick. I'ma put some diamonds in my dick. Reach for my jewelry, I leave you crazy.